Trading stocks, futures, options on futures, and retail off-exchange foreign currency transactions involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. You should carefully consider whether trading is suitable for you in light of your circumstances, knowledge, and financial resources. You may lose all or more of your initial investment. Opinions, market data, and recommendations are subject to change at any time.
Good morning, traders. Is it hump day? Yeah, today's hump day. Happy Wednesday. July 23rd. Yes, it is. Halfway through the week. Hope everybody's doing well. We're giving away 3 MyFunded Futures 50K core trading plans today. All you need to do is like the video, be sure to subscribe, post a comment below why you want to win. And at 3 o'clock Central Time this afternoon, I'll pick 3 winners and I'll post them in my Discord chat. So what is the core plan? Well, let's get into it. Hold on. Gotta start my morning off right with my... Today is going to be a Diet Mountain Dew. Most days it's a Diet Dr. Pepper. But I drank the last one last night and forgot to put more in the refrigerator till this morning. Got up, had my keto toast, and I had to add some Diet Dr. Pepper to the refrigerator. So Diet Mountain Dew, it is the backup plan. So the big release yesterday from MFFU Futures. Let me just check the chat real quick here, see what's going on. Also, we'll be trading the open today for the first 30 minutes. And I'll be using a NinjaRinko chart as an entry off of my algo in my Discord. Let me pull up the chat here. Body, pop out chat. Groovy Lou. Alessandro? Kristen. All right. Welcome, traders. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. Tony B Productions. Would love to win an account. This will help me tremendously with my situation and change my life and my kids' lives forever. All right. Keep them coming. All right. What was I doing? Oh yeah. MyFunded Futures yesterday rolled out 3 new plans. The new plans are to replace the old plans, which was the starter plus, and expert accounts. Those are what they're calling the legacy plans, and they are still on the website. I think the plan is to phase those out, but they are still there. So if you like something about the older plan better, it is still available at this time. But let's talk about the new plans. Just some brief highlights here. So some of the changes is they've added a 50% consistency rule in the evals, and they had it in the starter plus. The 50% consistency rule essentially is kind of like Top Step, where you have to pass, you can pass in 2 days, you need 50% consistency. They don't give you a minimum of 1 day to pass. You got to pass in 2 days at a minimum, but you can still take as long as you need. They reduced the starter plan to now, which is called the core plan, $77 all the time, which is excellent because there's no activation fee. So all in $77. If you use the code pathway, there's another 15% off. It takes it down to $66. And then there are tiered payout caps depending on, you know, if you pick the core plan versus the pro plan. No daily loss limits. News trading is allowed in the core and the scale. There are 5. You can now have 5 50K funded max accounts and 100K map payout request cap. It used to be 25K on the expert plan. Now it is 100K. Now there's always good and bad, right? And plans, and the bad that I'm going to say is this 80-20 profit split, which was not as good as what they had before. However, with a cap of 100K in a sim account, I think most of us be happy with 80,000 of 100K in sim before potentially having to go live. That's where you're at least capped out. So this kind of matches Take Profit Trader in the 80-20 system. However, in Take Profit, once you go to the pro account, it does reduce to 90-10. So Matt, the CEO of MyFundedFutures yesterday, has been tweeting that there are changes coming to the live account that will be beneficial for the trader. So I'm going to think it's something similar to 90-10 when you go live. Maybe they pay the professional fees. I don't know what it is, but it seems to be that they will do something for the live accounts. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And if we just look at the price of these new plans, the simple evaluation or the core, $66. You can have up to 5 accounts. However, there is a payout cap of $1,000 per withdrawal. And you can withdraw every 5 days that you make $100. So technically you could withdraw $1,000 a week. You have consistent trading 5 days. For most of us, that's probably not going to happen, but at least probably twice a month, I would think you could probably hit that pretty easily. And you can have up to 5 accounts. So technically you could do 5,000 payout on a core account. If that payout cap, if you're, you know, this is mostly for beginners, and that's where that price comes in. So you get reduced price, but the consequence is you have a payout cap. Pay a little bit more and you get the scale plan, which allows you to scale up on how much money is in your account. And then of course, if you go with the pro account, this is the big daddy for expert traders, those who are looking to test that 100K cap. You can get paid out every 14 calendar days. So every 14 days, essentially, you could request any amount up to 100K. So after the first 14 days you trade, if you made 20K, you could request out 20K. If you made 50K, you could request out 50K. There will be some people that fully take advantage of that. That's MyFundedFutures. Now, if you're on the side of, hey, you know, that's still too much money for me, I'm new, I really don't want to spend that money, I get it, then there's other accounts type for you. bulenox right now, code pathway, 91% off. The 50K is only $15.75. However, the trade-off is you get the lower price for the evaluation, but if you pass, the one-time activation fee for the Pro Master account is $148. So it actually costs more, but if you're not sure you're even going to pass the evaluation, you could say technically it's less. So it just depends on where your skill level is and how much you want to put out at the start. Those are some ideas. You can get all the current sales on my website at prolongwealth.com or in my Discord. And at 3 o'clock this afternoon, Central Time, I will pick a winner from somebody in the who posts a comment. Why do you want to win a 50K for account? All right, let's get to trading. That's what we're here for. Let's do it. All right, so first thing I'm going to do when I trade, when I get in the mornings, is I go straight to calendar. What is on deck today? So let's go and see here what is on the calendar. Need to get to the home page. Forex calendar. We have Wednesday, 9 a.m. Consumer confidence in Europe. Existing home sales in the U.S. We've got a bit of news, but it's not a red calendar news day. Don't see for your oil, if you're trading oils, you do have to watch out for 9:30 Central Time crude oil inventories. Outside of that, there's really no news going on other than, you know, what tape bombs seem to always hit during the day with a Trump tariff tweet or something about Powell for the economy in general. I'm just pulling up my TweetDeck account just to see if there was anything in the morning news worth looking at. Anything that's been tweeted in the last few minutes. Well, 5 minutes ago, Trump apparently tweeted, our rates should be 3 points lower than they are. So he is certainly pushing Powell. He's certainly pushing Powell to lower rates. In Robinhood, they have these contracts that you can sort of that you can kind of bet on, really. And it's really weird because you can't do it on the desktop. You have to do it from your phone. So let me pull up Robinhood here on my phone. And there's one of them that I took a prediction markets, they called it. Prediction. A bet. So one of the prediction markets is number of rate cuts in 2025. And you can bet on it. And I got my bet in about a month ago. I am expecting 2 rate cuts, September and December. Right now, the 2 rate cuts is winning. There's 3 rate cuts, 1, 0, exactly 5. That one, you can really go crazy if you got 5. That would win. That'd pay out really well. You pick that one. So I picked 2 rate cuts. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. Number of rate cuts in 2025, and I've got 2 selected as my prediction. Exactly 2 cuts. So there's our news item for the morning. Then I'm going to look at some just high level. Where have we been in the market and where are we potentially going? And so I bring in my 60,000 tick chart of NQ. For some reason, it lost my Fibonacci candle. May have pulled it off to look at the regular candles. I'll put it back here. And as you can see, I look at this full screen here. We have been, this is a 60,000 tick chart of NQ. We have been screaming uphill since basically about April the 4th when we bottomed. So the bulls are in full and complete control at the moment. And that leads to the bullish bias of looking at pullbacks and breakouts to the upside versus to the downside. That doesn't mean we're going to not have a day or two of red, like right here in this little section, but we're bouncing back from yesterday as we weave. But technically, we could come, man, all the way down to 22,680 here, and still the bulls would still be in control. That's how much we've moved. I would sure love to see a pullback all the way back down in this area, but who knows if we get it. So at the moment, I am still leaning bullish higher as we continue to make higher highs and lower lows for the most part. That is the first gauge of look. Second gauge I will go to is my 1 minute chart in NQ, which is going to be similar to my algo. And if my algo is on a 1 minute chart, very short bias, if my algo is a red cloud, as I always mention, if there's a red cloud, then I'm more bull or bearish bias. And when there is a green cloud like this, I am more bullish bias. So we had bullish bias pretty much all Globex here. This is bullish. So here I am looking for longs. I'm not really looking to short. You can at times short these big old pops if you get oversold. And if you look at my algo, the algo will have a little white line that starts to appear above or below wherever the bottom is. That lets you know, hey, it is oversold here, and keep your eye out for a potential reversal. And then to actually trade, so I'm going to move my 1 minute chart off because I'll have it up to where I could see it, and I have it on my. I got my algo up on another screen that runs, so I can't show the algo on this one. Got to do need to kind of figure that out. Okay. Time is it? We have about 7 minutes to the market open. Someone's asking a question in my Discord. All right. We checked the live chat here, and we will get ready to trade. I'll be back at the bottom of the hour for the open. Before do anything though, we need just a brief tribute. And I am monetized, so I can't really do too much of this, but maybe we can do it on and off for just a few seconds throughout the stream here. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. Rip Ozzy Osbourne. And that's all I can play at the moment, or I'll get hit for a monetization strike. Someone subscribed there. Redix007. Thank you. Elvis Butler, subscribe. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. It has been a long time since I've been on YouTube. I tested a couple weeks ago. When I was an affiliate with TopStep, I really could not do any YouTube. I had to stay totally off YouTube. And I'm back. TopStep dumped us, really. But I still like TopStep. I still use TopStep. But I'm no longer, or anybody is no longer an affiliate with TopStep. All right, we'll be back in just a few minutes to get started at the open. Groovy Lou, yeah, he did go out with a bang. He had a show like a few days before. I will be copy trading today. Let me make this note. I will be copy trading today, several accounts, running these evals on the live stream here. So I use replikanto for NinjaTrader. So that what that means is I basically use two types of accounts. Trade of 8 that I can use NinjaTrader on. So if a prop firm has Trade of 8, I am a Trade of 8 user. I don't use Trade of 8. I think Trade of 8 sucks itself. I mean, yeah, I don't like it. I use TradingView charts and I execute on NinjaTrader. And I'm using replikanto here, and I have myfundedfutures, this account as the lead account, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other accounts. I picked up some of these new core. See, it says core. I picked up 3 new core accounts yesterday, and I have 3 of the old accounts, or what they call legacy accounts. Also, I am running 2 take profit accounts here, and I have a Tradeify account. I need to turn that one on. I think I logged into Tradeify. Let's see here. Which account is Tradeify that I need? Tradeify. Where's the Tradeify? It is. Oh yeah, I'm saving the Tradeify for later in the day. So for the morning open, we will not trade Tradeify, but I will trade that later in the day. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 accounts copy trading today. See how it goes. Those are all evals, Groovy Lou. all evals. If I'm doing a live stream, I will very rarely trade a funded account, because on a funded account, trading, you got to be laser focused. Market is open. See what we get here. Get my algo back up. So the algo is on a red cell. It's under a red environment. So we're kind of chopping around between the pivot point and this R1M, which is the midpoint of R1. So we're going to let this play out for a little bit here. Now, if we move back up here, I might look to short. All right, we made down to the pivot point. See if this holds right here, the pivot point. So the pivot point is basically yesterday's main pivot area, and it's not holding. Stopped there for a moment. It thought about it. Well, we closed.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Order short there. I'm
submitted.
short.
Target filled.
And I got that one. All right. Here's a start. So if I pull this over, you can see right here how those went through. That was very quick. Short scalp. I am a scalper. I like to scalp. I like to get in. I like to get out. I don't like to hold on to things very long. This was a very good setup. My algo is in a sell mode right through about this area. It came down. We had this little bounce. I went with confluence on my algo for my scalp short. Now I just kind of sit and wait. I could do another short here, but I'm just gonna, it's still at the open, and things get a little freaky at the open. But if I were to short, I'd set it right below this one. I'd set it right at 196 even for a buy stop or sell stop. Groovy look, ding, ding, ding. I like it. Yeah. Now we did get a bit oversold. Now it didn't come up oversold on my algo, as I have some parameters set for it, but you can see on my 1 minute chart, once we get down to this level, it starts to, this is where I don't really want to short too much down here. Try to short, and I really don't necessarily want to long either, but it lets me know if I was in a trade, I need to be out of a trade. But the RSI was a bit cooked there. All right, let's do it. Well, let's take the short here. Seems to have quieted a little bit.
Order submitted.
Need this at 97 and a quarter, so this needs to be right at 97. Nope, it moved up, so now it needs to be at 98. $20.50. I just move up my and we're getting some green ticks here. And see if it moves. If it gets back above this area, then it will probably become long bias again. All right, so now what I was hoping for is
Order
that
canceled.
we came up to here and came short again. We did, and we rolled all the way back up here. So got back above the pivot point. Let's see what it wants to do around this pivot point. I think this is a critical area. Up in this area, the bulls will probably stay in control. Below this area, the bears will stay in control today, right now. Really looking for just one more trade setup. I only trade a few times a day in an account, and then I'll switch accounts. I'll save my Tradeify accounts for later. I also have several. I have Top Step on Project X, and I have bulenox on Project X. I'll go trade those accounts later too. So I kind of rotate through accounts. Now, I don't really like this setup along here, but this could potentially work because we're going to be back above the pivot. If it gets up here, it means the pivot may have held. And could try for the scalp along, but I'm going against the grain. My algo is red. My cloud is red. I haven't had a buy signal or anything yet on a 1 minute. So this is the hardest part as a trader. Like, I want to take this trade because it looks like we moved up and we pulled back. And if we hold this area, like this area right here, that would be, you know, like, I think you could push to get back above this area. But I'm going against the grain. And so as a trader, you know, when you're not trading, kind of like, well, I'm not making money if I'm sitting here. I need to be clicking buttons. But the hardest thing is just to wait for your very best setup. Now, do I always do that? No, I don't. I'm a trader. My mind, I get emotional. I'm in here and I'm trade. But more times than not, if I take this trade, it will probably work. But if it doesn't, then I'm like, well, why did I take that trade? I went against, you know, everything that you want the most odds in your favor. And the most odds in my favor, it would be in a bullish scenario side. And I want to see it change to that first. We caught the nice short here on this side. I'm watching my 1 minute chart to see if we get a buy signal that would change anything. If I got a buy signal, I might take it. I am going against the grain, and so I don't recommend taking buy signals when the cloud is red on the algo. You really, when the cloud is red, you want to look for sell signals. When the cloud is green, you want to look for buy signals. But you know what? I am trading live, so maybe we'll try it here. Maybe we will do a
Order submitted.
We'll do a buy stop. If it gets there, needs to be at 20.
Order submitted.
All right, we're long. See if we can scalp. See if it's going to push back up to this area. Not what I really like, because it's kind of going against my algo and my grain. Now I'm getting a blue Heikineshi candle that could develop here. I'm keeping my stop pretty tight here. Not going to move it because of it being a kind of in the bearish side. If bulls were in complete control, I might give my stop a little bit more room, but you know. And see, here's an example of, yeah, it could have worked, might have worked, but this probably doesn't look like it's going to work, does it? Doesn't feel good, because if it doesn't get to my target quickly, that's usually a no-go on it. And so I forced this trade, but I said I forced this trade. This is a trade I wouldn't take, but sometimes when you're on the air, you know, if I'm not trading, it's like, why am I on the air? You need to be trading, right? That's our human mindset. This is gonna fail. Probably gonna fail. Well, they did close that Heikin-Ashi candle. This might have a chance, but it still looks like this will fail and a short will develop. And actually, this would be a pretty good short. I don't know if I can set up I don't know if I can do a sell market at the same
Order
time.
submitted.
Oh, I can. So if this fails, goes down, I will take the trade short. Here comes the stop out.
Order canceled.
And now I'm short. Wait. What happened? It didn't like that. So I guess I couldn't do that.
Order submitted.
All right, we're back short again.
Target filled.
All right, there we go. So I still got the short. So I really would have been 2 for 2 on shorts because this is a trade I really wouldn't have taken. This was for me a good trade here. Now we can get back above this area, and then I will take the first pullback. But this trade, like I said, this was going against my algo, not a very high, high percentage trade in my favor. And I apologize if I'm not really looking at the chat or anything. When I'm trading, I'm trying to stay focused. So, Chris Lampert, happy trading to you. T Dukes. So my algo never got a buy signal either, so that was another reason why I should not have been taking this trade. But for purposes of the live stream, I'm on all evals here. It was, it's more demonstration purposes. In this case, it was demonstration, not what to do. As I said, don't do, but I did. All right, what are we going to do here? We're going to continue down and take out these lows. Where did we open up at? Let's mark. This was the open right up in here. So currently we're coming up to 15 minutes. We have a 15. If you're trading the 15-minute orb, you'd take a short below here. So we got a 15-minute. Our high is this area, and our low is down here on a 15-minute. Like to see this push down and then a push back up to this area to get short again. Although if this breaks below this may continue right on down. I could have put another buy stop here. But we're still in that, 30-minute opening range. We also have news at the top of the hour to watch out for. So things could just be waiting for those new home sales. Again, bulls are not in control this morning. The bears have it right now off of the open. Leeloo says, let's just dump it. All right. There goes the lows. Now, if I could see another pullback up into this area, I'll look to short. Well, if you were on that 15-minute orb breakdown, you got it. My algo in NQ has been short since the open. So my Ninja wrinkle chart reflecting that bearish sentiment. We could get a pullback up here. I'll definitely start looking short again. So I'm just sitting back waiting for a setup. Nothing for me to really do at the moment. There's some buying trying to come in. If the bulls can't push it back above here, gets back below 62.25, it may be another opportunity for a quick short scalp as they push it. Certainly battling a little bit right here in this area, but nothing for me to do. Scalper here. All right, so we are seeing a bit of buying, but I'm still looking for a short setup. Really like to push it up here, but we'll go ahead and we'll put in a sell stop
Order
market
submitted.
down here at 25, 64 at 25. So we want, this moves up. This is getting me a better shot for my short. 69.25, 73, 74.25, 75, 76.25. So I want 76. This is where I really like to see this hold below. I'm just moving up my buy stop here. $93. Now I'm seeing a little bit of green here, which I really don't technically like, but we will go ahead and go short back below 93.25 here. I'm getting a blue Heikin-Ashi candle developing on my algo. Still no buy signal. I don't like that this Heikin-Ashi candle on my 1 minute is about to close with a positive Heikin-Ashi. And it is closing with a positive Heikin-Ashi. Oh, we're going to be short here. If it takes that Last little bit, one tick away from that. Got the one tick. Given D, yes, tick strike is on. It's on my algo and it is here on the live stream.
Order submitted.
All right, we're short. Let's see if we can get some follow through here. Come on, one more push down. You got this.
Target filled.
All right. Another scalp short. So all trades have been good today, except for the one trade that I said we probably shouldn't be taking, but we did take it, which was this one right here. Got stopped. Again, my goal as the trader, as a scalper, is to scalp with the direction of the trend. My algo is in red clouds. There is a red cell on my 1 minute. So I am looking for short setups. And short setups are these push downs, a push up to get short again. Push down, a push up to get short again. Confluence with my algo. I'm trying not to fight my algo. I don't want to really go against the algo in the Discord live stream. The algo is in red clouds, therefore I'm looking for scalp shorts. Now, if we get back above this pivot point again, the bulls have an opportunity to get something going, to try to get back above the open, but right now bears are in control at the moment. All right, so we're going to leave it with that. Thank you all for coming on the stream today. Be sure to subscribe, leave a comment for a chance to win 3 giveaways, 50K core account giveaways that I will be picking 3 winners from at 3 o'clock Central Time today, and I'll post in my Discord chat. If you're here and you're not in my Discord, you just happen to stumble across the stream, the Discord link is below in the description. And leave a comment for a chance to win one of 3 50K MyFundedFutures new core plan giveaway. Take care, everybody. Peace out. I'm going to continue trading. I will be in my Discord if you have questions. Next week, I'm going to do a video on the algo, just explaining things about the algo and what the algo is trying to do and how you can use it as confluence with potentially your trading. Just as today, I'm using my algo as confluence with these scalps. Take care, everybody. Peace out. We'll see you next time.